Albert Einstein was born on March 14, 1879, in the city of Ulm in the Kingdom of Württemberg, Germany, into a Jewish family. His father, Hermann Einstein, was a salesman and engineer, and his mother, Pauline Koch, was a homemaker. In 1880, shortly after Einstein's birth, the family moved to Munich, where Hermann and his uncle Jacob established a small business for gas and water installations. Since this business was financially successful, they decided in 1885 to set up a family-supported factory for manufacturing electrical appliances. His father's company thrived, supplying electrical equipment to power plants in Schwabing, Munich, and in Varese and Susa, Italy. Albert studied at a Catholic elementary school in Munich for 3 years from the age of 5 onwards. At the age of 8, he was sent to Leopold School to continue his primary and secondary education. In 1894, the factory of Hermann and Jacob was forced to sell the company due to the emergence of some problems and facing some failures. Einstein's family went to Italy in search of work. They settled first in Milan and a few months later in Pavia. When the Einstein family moved to Pavia, at the age of 15, Albert stayed in Munich to finish his education at the Leopold School. From a young age, Einstein had special proficiency in mathematics and physics and was several years ahead of his peers. At the age of 12, he started self-studying algebra and Euclidean geometry during one summer. Moreover, at the age of 12, he was able to independently find a specific proof of the Pythagorean theorem. Their family teacher Max Talmud says,
"After I gave 12-year-old Albert a geometry textbook, he read the entire book in a short period of time. From then on, he devoted his time to more advanced mathematics, so that in a short time his mathematics advanced to such an extent that I could not keep up with him."
Albert Einstein's interest in geometry and algebra led him to conclude at the age of 12 that nature can be understood as a mathematical structure. Albert started self-studying arithmetic at the age of 12, and by the time he was 14, according to himself, he had become a master in integral and differential calculus. At the age of 13, he became more seriously interested in philosophy and music. He was offered Kant's Critique of Pure Reason, which made Kant his favorite philosopher. His teacher says about this, "At that time, he was just a child, a 13-year-old child, but he was busy reading Kant's works that are incomprehensible to ordinary people, but it was very clear to him." In 1895, at the age of 16, Albert Einstein took the Verroe exam for the Federal Polytechnic School in Zurich. He failed the public examination, but managed to get exceptional grades in mathematics and physics. On the recommendation of the headmaster of the Federal Polytechnic, he went to the Argauian Cantonal School in Oro, Switzerland, for 2 years, 1895 and 1896, to complete his schooling. In September 1896, he passed the final school examination in Switzerland with perfect grades, getting a perfect 6 in mathematics and physics. At the age of 17, Albert enrolled in a 4-year mathematics and physics course at the Polytechnic School of Zurich. Maliva Merrick, then a 20-year-old girl, enrolled at the Zurich Polytechnic the same year that Albert entered. She was the only female student among 6 mathematics and physics students. Over the next few years, Albert and Maliva became interested in each other, so that they studied physics together for many hours. Einstein and Merrick were married in January 1903. In May 1904, their son Hans Albert Einstein was born in Bern, Switzerland. Their second son, Eduard, was born in July 1910 in Zurich. Albert and Maliva moved to Berlin in April 1914. Finally, they divorced each other on February 14, 1919, after living apart for 5 years. After separating from Maliva Merrick, Albert Einstein married his cousin Elsa Lowenthal. In 1933, They immigrated to the United States of America. Albert Einstein, who developed the theory of relativity as his most important achievement, which, along with quantum mechanics, are two pillars of modern physics. He is also known for his influence on the philosophy of science. In the eyes of the general public, Einstein is more famous for the equation of mass and energy, E equals mc squared, which is known as the most famous formula in the world. He won the Nobel Prize in 1921 for his services in the field of theoretical physics, and especially the discovery of the law of the photoelectric effect.